Well, hi friends. Welcome to the Presbyterian Church of Marion in Marion Center, Pennsylvania, to our fourth Sunday of Advent, our YouTube worship playlist for December 20th. I'm Pastor Chris Enoch, and as I have been through Advent, I'm so delighted that you've been able to join us. Just a couple of announcements I want to share with you. We do plan on having in-person Christmas Eve services here, of course, on the evening of December 24th. One is at 6 p.m., one is at 8 p.m. But here's the thing, space is going to be limited and reservations are required. The 6 o'clock service, as I'm recording this, is almost full. And like what we have been doing here on Sunday mornings, there will be no singing, there will be social distancing, and masks are recommended. It's going to be a very simple Christmas. I think in many ways for most of us, like the first Christmas was. We are going to have communion in the way we have been doing it. And I hope we're able to pull off a modified way of doing candlelight and then going out by our cars when the service is over to sing Silent Night. If you'd like to attend, because you do need reservations, please call the church, 724-397-8110. And again, I'll be working to put something up on the internet for Christmas Eve also. The other announcement I want to share with you is that the Marion Center Ministerium has put together a Blue Christmas service. We're not doing that one in person, but you'll be able to watch it virtually on the internet. And I know this is sort of a pale substitute of being able to be there in person, and I know how important this service has become for many, many people throughout the area, and we would just love to be able to bring it to you live, but we also want to protect people as we move forward into this. Next year, we are fairly sure will be much different than this year. Anyway, look for an announcement coming from our church or any of the other churches that are involved with this regarding how you could view that on the internet, but it should be available. Might be available by the time you see this video. So here we are in Advent. We're in the fourth Sunday of Advent. It's a time when we eagerly celebrate and anticipate the birth of Jesus Christ. You do it through reading, you do it through prayer, you do it through reflection. And when you do these things, you can sort of cultivate, I think, a very healthy sense of holy anticipation as we anticipate Christmas. This fourth Sunday is a Sunday that traditionally we sort of meditate on peace, a peace that only Jesus can bring to us personally, a peace that only Jesus can bring between us people, a peace that only Jesus can bring between us and creation, and a peace that only Jesus brings to bridge that gap between us and God. This week we focus on the Prince of Peace, the one who came down in the form of a baby. Think about the way things are right now. You know, we are in this constant battle against, I guess, anxiety for what is going on. This anxiety, and I'll have to admit this, and I will later on in the sermon, has a tendency to cripple us. It tends to push us to react rather than carefully respond. This anxiety we're living in these days really does steal our joy. It steals our peace. Yet God has given us this incredible gift of peace. He's given to us through this baby we're about to celebrate a birth of in Jesus Christ. And He gives us this peace so we can live life now and forever. But that the life we live now will be done so in His absolute wonderful abundance. I would ask that on this Advent you would pray that God's Prince of Peace, the peace that it brings, would be evident in your heart. I've been praying that for me for weeks now. Again, this year we faced so much chaos and adversity. God's peace is something that we need to really grab onto tightly more than ever. Now, he's not going to let us go, but there are certain things we need to hang on to and not let go of. And may God's Spirit just transform the days leading up to Christmas from a time of this anxiety to a time of joy and peace as we await the birth of the Christ child. So if you have an Advent wreath at your house, this is the time that we will light the 4 candles of the ring, of the Advent ring. And there will be a responsive reading up on the screen if you care to join in on that. As we light the 4th candle of Advent eagerly, expect Jesus, the Prince of Peace. He will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. As we light the 4th candle of the Advent, eagerly expect Jesus, the Prince of Peace. Because of him, the wolf will live with the lamb. The leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. As we light the 4th candle of Advent, eagerly expect Jesus, the Prince of Peace. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men on whom his favor rests. As we light the 4th candle of Advent, eagerly expect Jesus, the Prince of Peace. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. So, my friends, you can light your candles right now. And we are here to worship the one who brings us peace. Let us do that.